Hello and welcome back to my channel if you're a returning viewer, and if you're new here, my name is Hannah and I am so happy that you found me. Today I'm working in my art journal and I'm actually taking part in a challenge. This is hashtagged as inspired by art collab, and I found out about this challenge a few months ago. It's a quarterly challenge, but in January I was ill and I just didn't have time to take part. That one was inspired by Alice in Wonderland. And when Annie announced this new challenge on her YouTube channel, I was very excited and straight away I knew what I wanted to do. This month, all the artworks are supposed to be inspired by ourselves, so in this case by myself, and they could be done with any medium, any format, as long as it's something creative. There's also a lot of other artists collaborating on this challenge, as you might call it, but for the simplicity's sake I will just mention Annie, and you can watch her video on her channel and she mentions all the other wonderful artists taking part in this collab. As I mentioned before, I work in my art journal, and for my art journal I use my A4 moleskin sketchbook. This sketchbook paper is not very thick. I think it's about 160 GSM, so it's definitely on the thinner side, but I found out over the years that it takes acrylics quite well. I started with picking up some colors that I enjoy using, especially recently, and as you can see I picked some orange, some yellow, but also this greenish yellow that I love, absolutely love, and some Prussian blue. And in the beginning I just applied them with some old loyalty cards, just a little bit of plastic, and then I went in with a brush and then again with the loyalty card, creating a little bit of a texture on my page, and also making sure that that orange that I covered up is coming through. What you cannot see is the fact that I dry my layers in between, so I cut this part out just to make the video slightly shorter. It took about an hour and a quarter to create this page, so I had to speed it up a little bit, and most of my drying I simply had to cut out. As this month's collab is all about me, I wanted to create something that was about me, and one of those things is my struggles with weight. I have never been a small child. When I was in primary school, I was always one of the bigger children. I was never fat, don't get me wrong, but I saw myself as fat because all my friends were skinny and I had those big thighs and big bum, and I never ever liked myself. I know it could be a difficult or problematic topic to talk about, so if you struggle with your weight, maybe don't listen to what I have to say. If you have issues with that, just mute me and I don't know, put it on speed up the video so you don't have to listen to what I'm saying. But yes, since I was a young teenager, I struggled with my weight and with the way I looked, and always compared myself to my friends, and I never liked myself. So pretty much from the very young age I had body image issues. Then I got married, I had 3 children, and throughout my entire adult life I was on one diet or another, and I was exercising and I was losing weight, and then I was putting weight back on. I also had a lot of pressure from outside, and I kind of felt that I need to look a certain way to make people happy. and that was my belief. And I felt like, as soon as I had a baby, I had to lose the weight again because I had to look a certain way. So it wasn't easy. All my adult life, I was struggling with the way I looked, how much I weighed, and it's not nice. And then my marriage had ended, and I felt again, for I don't know how many times in my life I felt that like I need to look a certain way to be happy and to make other people love me. But yes, this is how I felt. I felt I need to be slim, I need to be sporty, and I've lost all this weight, and I was single as well. So I was getting a lot of attention, but I wasn't getting the attention that I wanted. I needed and wanted a relationship and someone that will love me for me. And at one point, and I don't know exactly when that happened, something clicked in my head. I think I basically kissed one frog too many, and something clicked in my head, and I was like, that's it, I'm not doing this anymore. Why should I do something for other people and not do it for me? I was happy, like, the way my body looked. I never did it for myself. It was always for someone else. And I love food. I'm telling you, I love food. Ask my friends. When we go to the restaurant, I eat everything. Not only because I paid for it, I also enjoy the food that I order, and I'm not leaving it behind. If it made its way to my plate, it will make its way to my stomach. So I just like food. I enjoy food. But like I said, at that point something clicked in my head, and I was like, I'm not doing it. Like, I'll just eat all the bread that I want. I'll eat the butter, I'll eat mashed potatoes, bread and butter, my favorite things, by the way. So I decided to just enjoy my life, and it correlated with me deciding that I don't need anyone. I am happy on my own. Like, I was happy with myself, I was happy with my life. I just had a new job, and it was all exciting. And I felt like for the first time in my life, I was actually truly happy, and deciding that I'm not gonna diet anymore after so many years. So I was in my late 30s, so you can say about 20 years on different sorts of diets. Eventually I decided that I'm not gonna diet anymore, and if you don't like me for the person that I am, funny, bubbly, I crack good jokes. I'm telling you, people at work and my friends love my jokes most of the time. But I decided, yes, if you don't like me for who I am inside, for the person I am, I don't need you in my life, because I don't need to be a decoration for anyone, and I don't want to be a decoration for anyone. And then from that moment, my entire outlook on things changed. It changed 180 degrees. I think then, for the first time in my life, I actually started liking myself. I stopped caring that my thighs are big. I stopped caring that I had a big bum. And I stopped caring that I had a tire instead of a six-pack. It all didn't matter. I was happy. I was enjoying my food. Everything in my life was perfect. And then I met my partner, and he made me even more happy because he likes my squishy, juicy body. There are still times when I'm feeling a little bit about the way I look sometimes, or about my weight, but I think it's mostly during that moon phase, that time of the month when you retain a little bit more water than in the other days. or you might be feeling a little bit more emotional, a little bit more hormonal. Those days, I have those days as well, but generally they're not very often and very, very spread apart. So it's not bad. That's why when Annie announced the topic for May's Inspired by Art collab, I knew straight away that I wanted to do something like this. I wanted to create a spread inspired by me and inspired by my struggles and inspired by how I eventually come to love myself and embrace myself the way I am, embrace my body the way it is. And yeah, just a disclaimer, this is not me actually. This is a photo reference I found on Pexels, and it is a beautiful, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous woman. And I know I kind of messed up her face. I'm not very good doing faces, so maybe this is something I need to work on. Maybe just draw a lot of faces. But I absolutely love how her body turned out. I love the shading, I love the paintwork, I love how all these textures come through on her skin. And I feel like her skin just, I don't know, it just looks so good. It looks so damn good. I like the way the stretch marks on my thighs look human, and that we're so soft yet rough and jungle wild when we need to be. I love that about us, how capable we are of feeling, how unafraid we are of breaking, and tend to our wounds with grace. Just being a woman, calling myself a woman, makes me utterly whole and complete.